Hi guys, it's Megan. I feel like most of the people who are signed up for this class already know who I am. If you don't, my name is Megan McGrath. I'm a naturalist, I was a researcher, I turned into a bartender and an artist, and I'm leading this workshop with Kristi about drawing and animal heart anatomy called Inside Animal Hearts. And I really like to integrate drink and draws into my drawing classes because I was a bartender for a million years and I just find it really fun. And during COVID, it's one of the things I really miss is going to a bar and drinking a beer with my friends and sketching stuff. So I thought for this heart workshop we would make mulled wine together, which it turns out is a really easy thing to make. I don't know about the rest of you, but I've been doing social distance hangouts with my friends in their backyards in the frigid cold, and so every time I go to see my friends, I just make this recipe in a slightly bigger batch, which is really easy, and I pour it in a thermos and I go, and it takes me 3 minutes flat, more like 10 minutes flat, but it's easy enough that I can just throw it in a thermos and go to my friends and pour it into glasses and we can all drink together in the freezing cold. So here's how you make it. If you want to make this before the lecture tomorrow, just start it 15 minutes ahead of time and it should be ready by the time we start drawing together. So what you'll need in terms of equipment, and this recipe is in the email I sent to you guys yesterday or on Wednesday, and I'll post it in the Eventbrite as well. We have just a saucepan on the stovetop with a lid. We don't really need one. We have a mug. This one happens to be made by my mom. It's one of my faves. And a strainer. And then you just need really cheap wine or whatever you have lying around. I was too lazy to go out and buy actual cheap wine, so we have leftover wine we've been drinking, and then white wine in a box. You can kind of use anything you have. I'm actually going to mix these two, which I know is probably sacrilege to a lot of people, but it's mulled wine and it doesn't matter. So we're going to be putting these together, and then just any spices you want to put in it, and we'll get into that. So what you want to do is just, if you're making this for one person, like you probably are if you're drawing, or maybe two, you can just expand this recipe by a little bit and add just more spices and sugar. Just pour enough wine to fill your mug. You really do want to fill your mug because a little bit might evaporate while it's heating up. I'm actually I have another, my boyfriend is filming. Can I use our relatively expensive bottle of wine for this, which I would never do in normal circumstances? That was a yes. This is a too expensive bottle of wine to use for this, but I love you guys, so we're doing it.
Also, it's noon,
yeah. So we're filming this at lunchtime. So,
let's party.
all bets are off, man.
I have to look at Excel documents the rest of the day.
I just want this to be a little bit red because, we're drawing hearts, so the theme is blood. But for the rest of this, I'm going to use white box wine because I was too lazy to go out and get more wine for you guys. And this is what I have on hand. But boxed wine is actually really good for this kind of thing because you generally don't want to do what I just did and use actual good wine because it's just not worth it. Because you're going to be adding sugar and spices to it. So if you have wine lying around that you kind of hate, you should just put it in a saucepan and add sugar to it. So you fill your mug up and then you just pour it into the saucepan. If you're doing this for two people, just do it twice. And then you add kind of whatever warming spices you have lying around. So what I'm going to do, can we zoom in? Can we zoom in and see what we have? So what I'm going to do is, you probably have cinnamon in your kitchen. Stick cinnamon would be ideal for this, but ground cinnamon is fine. Just a couple dashes. If you have nutmeg around and you like it, you can grate fresh nutmeg or just do really not very much of the ground stuff. I really like sliced ginger in this, which is right here. I also had fresh turmeric in my fridge, so I'm adding some today. You'll notice I didn't even peel it. I just sliced it up, and that is totally fine for this. You should probably wash it before you cut it up, but you don't have to even bother peeling it because you're gonna strain it out and get rid of it at the end. And then I love cardamom in this. I just have 3 cracked cardamom pods. Because I'm adding the turmeric and also I like it, if you add black pepper to turmeric, it makes the good sort of anti-inflammatory stuff in the turmeric more available to your body. So we're adding some black pepper. It's also just good in this. So even if you don't add the turmeric, add some black pepper. It's really yummy. Adds a nice spicy thing. I probably wouldn't add dried turmeric, by the way. It's just like not really a typical ingredient in this, but because I had some fresh lying around, I threw it in. So then we're just gonna put this over the stove at, this is like my small burner. I'm gonna do like medium-high heat and cover it and keep like a loose eye on it and stir it occasionally until it comes to a boil. I'm gonna lower the heat when that happens to a simmer, and we're gonna simmer it for 10 minutes. So we'll come back when that's done. Action. Greetings, we're back. My wine just boiled. I'm actually not gonna let it go for that long because these spices are very strong. I'm just gonna stand here and gesticulate at you with a strainer, which is the thing you need at this point. So, mesh strainer, put it over your mug. If you really want to let this infuse, I would say let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and like it really doesn't, you don't want it to be like fast boiling, you want it just at a low simmer. You can even boil it and just let it sit for like 10 minutes and cool a little bit and like infuse, and it'll be good. So we're gonna pour this into my mug. You know what I'm actually gonna do? Sorry, ad lib. I'm gonna pour this into something with a pour spout first, so that I can actually pour it into my mug. I don't really recommend using plastic for this because it's a hot liquid, but it's what I have. So we're gonna pour this, you get to see the color, into my thing with a better pour spout, because otherwise I'm gonna just absolutely pour this everywhere. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Love it. Such a good color. Of course I did just splash this everywhere, but let's ignore that. Just pour it into your mug. And the last aspect of this that you really need, when wine heats up, it tastes a lot sour. So this is why you want to use crap wine, is because we need to add sweetener. I like maple syrup. You can do, just sugar is really good in this, cane sugar, brown sugar. You can use honey, you can use agave nectar, like literally whatever you have. I'm just gonna do this. And I'm gonna try it to see if it's actually good. And I haven't led you guys astray. It might need more sugar than that. Yeah, a little more sugar. Might want to taste it. Once you hit the level right, it's really, really tasty. So. Yum. Okay, cheers guys. I'll see you in the drawing class. Bye-bye.